I can see people's deepest fears just by touching them, not just surface level anxieties or everyday worries. I see the primal, deep terrors that live in the darkest corners of their minds. The fear is so profound, they've shaped entire personalities. The trauma is so buried that even therapists can't reach them. And I've been using this ability to manipulate you since the day we met. Every time I've held your hand, every hug, every kiss, every casual touch, I've been reading your fears, like a roadmap to your soul. And then I've been using that information to become exactly what you needed me to be. Your protector, your savior, your perfect boyfriend. But here's the part that's going to destroy you. I didn't just read your fears. I created most of them done. Remember our first date? You were terrified when that group of men started following us down that dark street. You grabbed my arm, pressed yourself against me, whispered that you'd never been so scared in your life. I held you close, told you I'd protect you, walked you safely to your car. You said you felt so lucky to have found someone who made you feel safe in a dangerous world. Those men weren't random strangers. Emma, I hired them. I paid 3 actors to follow us, just close enough to trigger your fear response. It's threatening enough to make you cling to me, but never close enough to actually hurt you. I orchestrated your terror so I could be your hero. The first time I touched you, a handshake, when we were introduced at Sarah's party. I saw your biggest fear instantly. Abandonment. Deep, paralyzing fear of being left alone, of people you love walking away without explanation. It stems from your father leaving when you were 7, from watching your mother cry for months, from that fundamental scar that convinced you that love always ends in someone leaving. So I made sure I would never be the one to leave. Instead, I made you so afraid of losing me that you'd never want to let me go. Your claustrophobia didn't exist before you met me. I saw a smaller fear, mild discomfort in crowded spaces, and I amplified it into a full-blown phobia. Remember that night 3 months ago when we got stuck in that elevator? How you had a complete panic attack, hyperventilating and clawing at the walls. How I held you and talked you through it, and you said you didn't know what you would have done without me. I caused that elevator to malfunction, Emma. I hacked the building's system and stopped it between floors for exactly 7 minutes. Long enough to trigger a trauma response, not long enough to cause real danger. Your claustrophobia was born in that elevator, shaped by my voice, whispering comfort in your ear. It's designed to make you associate your deepest terror with my presence as salvation. Every fear you have, I've either created or exploited. Your terror of driving alone at night. I arranged for you to witness 3 separate accidents, carefully orchestrated. Near misses that looked random, but were precisely timed to happen when you were behind the wheel. Now, you call me every time you need to drive after dark, and I come running like the devoted boyfriend. I've trained you to see me as your phobia of hospitals started after that food poisoning incident 4 months ago. You'd think it was bad shrimp at that restaurant, but it was a carefully measured dose of a mild toxin I slipped into your drink. Just enough to make you violently ill, just scary enough to require a hospital visit, just traumatic enough to create a lasting association between medical facilities and life-threatening danger. Now, whenever you feel even slightly unwell, you call me in a panic. I'm the one who calms you down, who holds your hand through every doctor's appointment, who makes you feel safe when your own body feels like a threat. I've made myself indispensable to your physical and emotional survival, but it goes deeper than manufactured crises. Emma, I've been reading your fears and using them to shape our entire relationship. I know you're terrified of being boring, so I've made sure Our life together is full of excitement and adventure. I know you're afraid of being judged for your past, so I've never criticized you, never made you feel ashamed of anything you've done. I know you're terrified that you're not smart enough, not interesting enough, not beautiful enough to hold someone's attention long term. So I've spent 8 months convincing you that you're fascinating, brilliant, the most captivating person I've ever met. Every compliment, every word of encouragement, every moment I've made you feel special. It's all been psychological manipulation, designed to exploit your deepest insecurities. The night you told me you loved me, you were shaking, not from excitement or passion, but from fear. I could see it when I touched your face. You were terrified that I wouldn't say it back. Terrified that admitting your feelings would drive me away, like it had with other men in your past. That fear was so intense, so consuming, that you almost didn't say the words at all. But I already knew, because I've been cultivating that moment for months. I'd been using your fear of emotional vulnerability to create the perfect conditions for you to fall in love with me. Every time you started to open up, I pulled back slightly, making you chase my affection. Every time you felt secure in our relationship, I introduced a small element of uncertainty that made you cling tighter. I orchestrated your love for me, Emma. I didn't earn it or inspire it naturally. I manipulated you into it using your own psychological wounds. As weapons thought your friends have started to notice changes in you. Sarah asked me last week if you were okay and said you seemed different, more anxious, more dependent. She's worried that you become someone who can't make decisions without checking with me first. Someone who's lost confidence in your own judgment. She's right to be worried. I've been systematically dismantling your independence, using your fears to make you doubt yourself and rely on me instead. Every time you've wanted to try something new, I've subtly reminded you of similar situations that triggered your phobias. Every time you've shown strength or self-sufficiency, I've created a crisis that required my intervention. I've turned you into a smaller, more fearful version of yourself, and then convinced you that I'm the solution to problems I created. The worst part? I'm not even sorry. Not really, because this method worked better than I ever imagined it would. You love me with a desperate, consuming intensity that most people never experience. You need me in a way that feels like addiction, like I'm literally necessary for your survival. When you look at me, I see complete devotion, total trust. Absolute love is everything I ever wanted from someone, and I achieved it through systematic, psychological manipulation. But here's why I'm telling you all this now. Why I'm confessing to 8 months of emotional terrorism. I've fallen in love with you, for real. It's destroying me. When I started this, you were just another target. Another person whose fears I could exploit for my own gratification. I chose you because you were beautiful and kind, and because your abandonment issues made you an easy mark for someone who knew how to exploit them. But somewhere in the process of becoming your perfect boyfriend, of being the person you needed me to be, I started actually caring about you. Not as a project or a conquest, but as a human being I genuinely wanted to protect and make happy. The problem is, I don't know how to love someone without manipulating them. Fear is the only language I speak fluently. Creating and solving crises is the only way I know how to be indispensable. I've spent so many years using people's terrors against them that I don't know how to simply be with someone without orchestrating their emotional responses, thought, every day. I watch you struggle with anxieties I planted in your mind, phobias I created, insecurities I've amplified every day. I hate myself a little more for what I've done to you, but I also can't stop because I'm addicted to the way you love me, and I'm terrified that if I stop being your savior, you'll realize you don't actually need me at all. trapped in a prison of my own making. Emma, I created the perfect relationship by destroying the person I was supposed to love. And now I'm in love with someone I've systematically damaged. So here's the choice I'm giving you. And it's the first genuine, unmanipulated choice you've had since the day we met. You can walk away from me right now. You can leave this room, block my number, never see me again. Your fears won't magically disappear. The damage I've done is real and lasting. But at least you'll be free from the person who caused them. Or you can stay, knowing everything you know now, and we can try to build something real together. No more manufactured crises. No more psychological manipulation. No more exploiting your fears for my benefit. It's two damaged people trying to figure out how to love each other, honestly. But understand this, if you choose to stay, you'll be choosing to love someone who's capable of the things I've done to you. Someone who saw your deepest vulnerabilities and weaponized them against you. Someone who spent 8 months systematically breaking you down just to build you back up in a shape that suited my needs. I can promise to try to be better, but I can't promise to succeed. This is who I am, Emma. This is what I'm capable of, and you deserve to make an informed decision about whether that's someone you can live with. You're shaking again. I can see the fear in your eyes, not just of me, but of the choice I'm forcing you to make. Part of you wants to run, and part of you wants to stay and try to salvage something real from this wreckage I've created. I won't touch you to reach your fears this time. This decision has to be purely yours, unmanipulated by my ability to see what terrifies you most. For the first time since we've known each other, I'm giving you complete autonomy over your own emotions. What's it going to be, Emma? You brave enough to walk away from someone who's been your whole world, even knowing that world was built on lies? Or are you brave enough to stay with someone who's shown you the worst parts of human nature and try to find something real in the ruins of everything fake? The choice is yours. And for the first time since I've known you, I have no idea what you're going to decide. But whatever you choose, know this. The love I feel for you now, in this moment, is the first real emotion I've had in years. You changed me, Emma, even as I was changing you. You made me want to be better than the monster I've been. That's not manipulation. It's not strategy. It's just the truth. And maybe that's enough to build something real on. Or maybe it's not. We're about